It's Transformers 96 here with another review. This time we have a Transformers Age of Extinction Toys R Us exclusive Evolution 2-pack Strafe figure. So yeah, so this figure does come out in Wave 2 of the Deluxe series, but because of the Toys R Us exclusive thing where they're doing some Dinobots with their original, G1 Dinobot figures, we have a chance to get this guy early. So yeah, so if you want to get him before Wave 2 gets everywhere, you can head to your Toys R Us and try to find them, and hopefully you have some luck. So yeah, and what's nice is it's the same exact price as all the other Transformers, and this is the same exact figure that you get with Wave 2, but you also get an exclusive, very small G1 version of the same character, which is just, it's a pretty neat idea, you know. It almost makes me wish that I waited for Scorn to get his exclusive before I bought the original, because you do get a little extra for the same price, which is just great. So yes, I was able to find this at Toys R Us. They had a bunch of Scorns, and I really wasn't expecting to find this guy at all, but they had one, and it was all the way in the back, so just always look when you can. So yeah, so as you can see, you get the Toys R Us exclusive little logo there. You get Evolution 2-pack, and then you've got some more words in other languages. Strafe on the top, you get like a G1 type of look, which is nice, and then a cool picture of the character from the movie. And on the back, you get a picture of both the Dinobot and robot modes of both characters, 4 steps to transform Swoop, and 10 steps to transform Strafe. Overall, both of them are pretty easy Transformers, and even the Deluxe one is easy for a Transformers Age of Extinction figure to transform. So yeah, before we go into the actual Strafe, which is the main focus of this, let's go over Swoop really fast. So here's the little Swoop figure that you get. I believe that they still call him Strafe on the box, but this is developed, after the Swoop figure, or the Swoop character. I really don't know much about the G1 Dinobots or anything, but just this little figure is actually really cool. He's really quite fun. As you can see, he does look like a really nice pterodactyl. You can manipulate and bend his legs and everything to get him to stand, and you can even have him look down while he's standing and whatnot. And I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but you can do multiple things with him, which is nice. His wings are pretty posable, and his head can look up and down, as well as he does have some opening and closing of the mouth action, which is pretty neat and pretty nice overall. And overall, he just looks like a pretty decent pterodactyl. Transformation wise, he's fairly simple. Just put down the head, move this blue thing up like that, take this, rotate it down, take this, rotate it down. And then it's always very confusing, like how these things have to be lined up, but you just put the two, I don't know, goldish things down, and you see the two pegs off of this blue thing have to fit in these little holes right there. So just plug that in and plug that in. It's all very simple, and then you just flip down the feet. And there you have them. You can do one of two things with the arms. You can have them like this, and have these little, have his feet from Dino Mode be his hands, or what you're supposed to do is have the little wings be his hands. I kind of like this look better, because then you can fold down the feet and give him like little shoulder pads, and I think that looks pretty nice. I'm not sure, are you supposed to do the shoulder pad thing? The pictures, yeah, the pictures don't have them. Oh, you know what's interesting? The picture actually has him where the little feet are supposed to be his hands, but I believe the instructions show it that his wings should be the hands. Overall, I think this looks pretty good, though. I find it very hard to actually see what's going on with his face, though. When I first saw this, I thought that it was almost like a duck, where his eyes here, and then he's got the big, orange beak, but then I saw a review where actually this little white thing is the face, and I didn't even notice that. So it's very hard to see. I really don't know what he looks like in G1, which is why I was kind of struggling to see where his head was. But overall, it's a nice little guy, and he's fun in both modes, especially the pterodactyl mode, and overall he looks pretty cool. So just wanted to get this little figure out of the way, because the main thing here is the Age of Extinction Strafe figure, so let's go into that one. Alright, so now on to Strafe. Before we go into him, let's go over his accessories. As you can see, he does come with 2 swords. Really nice looking swords. I like the design of them a lot. I like how thin and how kind of realistic they look, which is pretty cool. Plus, they're not just all black or all silver. They are black with silver highlights, which I just think is really well done. There is a place you can store them on the wings, just like these can see it. These little holes right here, you can just plug it in and just have the sword just kind of stay like this, pretty well hidden, and is overall very nice. Or you can just have it out, so it's like he's going to cut people down as he's flying. Overall, though, these little swords are really nice, and especially they work really well when he is in robot mode, and I'll show you that when we get him in robot mode. Here's the other accessory he comes with. When I first saw this, wasn't impressed at all, and really didn't think much of it. It's just, you know, a firing weapon. It's like got the little ball joint in there, so its hope is when you push it, when it flings out, it'll fling out fast. It really doesn't seem to work very well. Yeah, like, I don't know, I've never been able to do these things very well. There we go. I guess it has a decent shot when you do it right. But overall, it's been nothing too special for me. Without the bullet, though, I think that this thing is actually pretty cool, and I was really impressed on how much I ended up liking this. And it overall looks very nice. It's very small. It's not like one of those big, you know, really bulky accessories that just make your figures look stupid. This one seems to be in like a good scale. It seems to be on a realistic scale, as well as I just like the design of it. Like these from like the crossbow things, they give the look of his wings, as well as the front gives the look of his two pterodactyl heads. I mean, it's just a really cool, interesting design, and it's not some big goofy color. It's black with the dark blue, sticks with the same color scheme as the actual figure, but isn't done overly like the entire thing blue. It actually has the both colors in it, and both colors are done really well. So overall, I really love this accessory. There is a place where you can just peg it right into his back, which is kind of nice, and I have a feeling possibly in the movie he will have this on his back, and maybe Bumblebee will be operating it. That would make sense. And it makes sense that this guy comes with the shooting weapon, considering he's an air type of Dinobot. You know, he flies in the air. It makes sense that he's not just wielding swords. He also comes with a gun to shoot people down while he's in the air and whatnot. Overall, though, I think this looks really nice, and it looks great with him in robot mode. Also, what I chose to do from Crosshairs, the two little small guns that just Crosshairs can't really use them very well. I just don't think that they look very nice with really any figure that I've had them with, because I've tried to give them to other figures and they just don't look good, except for Strafe here. I think that it looks pretty nice, kind of like in his hand, very small, you know, type of guns. Although these are supposed to be like kind of medieval knight type of Dinobot characters, I think that the guns here, they don't really look bad with them. I think they look pretty good, so I end up kind of liking those, so yeah. Alright, done with the accessories. Now let's go on to the figure. Strafe here is the pterodactyl. He is definitely the most far out of all the Dinobots as far as Dinobot mode, considering he has two heads and two tails. You know, this is something that, you know, I could get used to. It's not something that I just hate. I really hope that they do something to try to explain why he looks like this. Maybe, you know, maybe, I don't know, if they try to explain that, you know, maybe the Transformers, when they came to Earth and saw the dinosaurs, for some reason they got mixed up and did this accidentally, and kind of thought that this is how the regular pterodactyl looked. That would be a kind of cool little way to explain it or something. But I hope it's not just that, ooh, you know, it was cool to have him have two heads, because that's just a kind of dumb reason. But overall, he does look very nice. I really do like the design of this figure. The wingspan is really cool, and some great paint. I love this. You got the black highlighting the edges with the really nice silver in the middle, and then you've got some of the black making a design over here, and then the blue that kind of fades into the silver. Really well done. I have to say, painting on this guy is just beautiful. No problems with the paint whatsoever. And then his tail has that same type of effect. It's got that really nice metallic like silver, but as it goes further to the Dinobot, it starts to fade into a dark blue, which is just really cool. I mean, just the colors are really great on this guy. I really do love him. And overall, he does look very nice. His what do you call it? His legs here, they're a bit long. Wish that they were a little shorter, but overall, it's not that big of a deal. It's a very small complaint. And his body, you can kind of see the dinosaur in him. You know, you see the hands, you see the body, and you see the legs. I wish that there was a way to kind of fold up this body, or just do something to really hide the fact that he is a transformer, and you know, have him look more just like the dinosaur, which I think was a thing that Scorn, as well as Oh, Slug. I think I was calling Scorn Slug before in this review, but Slug and Scorn, I think, did a really nice job of when they were in Dinobot mode. They looked like the Dinobots. They didn't look like Transformers. And this one does look a little bit more Transformer-y to me, but overall he looks cool. And I definitely do like the spikes all around. The heads are really nicely designed here. Really do like them. And he does have the function of the opening mouth, which is just great. Articulation in the neck is pretty good. He's got a hinge right here, and then he can also bend inwards. I just kind of wish that they would do the same thing, but outwards. You can like do that because they also swivel, so you can do this. But it would be nice if he had a straight head that could tilt, but tilt the other way, like outward, and not just in, because they kind of block each other and whatnot. But overall, they do look really nice, and they the mouths do open quite far. The tail is very cool with the paint, like I said, but the actual design is also really nice, and it's complete rubber plastic, so that's kind of nice. You know, typically I don't like rubber plastic. It doesn't bother me at all in this mode though. So overall, this is a really nice pterodactyl mode. Do a couple comparisons here. Here he is with Laserbeak, the last kind of bird-like transformer from the last movie. As you can see, they do share a lot of similarities of their look, and their feet are very similar, I think. Maybe it's just because I've grown to like this mode, but I like Laserbeak better, and I think that that's possibly just because I'm kind of used to it, and I really do like it. This doesn't look like he transforms into a person, and that's the thing that I dislike the most about Strafe here. It looks like he transforms into a person, and this, because he obviously doesn't transform into a person, it really doesn't give that feel, so it just looks like he's supposed to be a bird, which is kind of what I like a little bit more. You know, I really can't see any perfect way that Hasbro could fix that and not have to spend a bunch of money, so it's not really a complaint. It's just something that I have to say that, you know, I wish that he kind of looked more like more just like a pterodactyl, in my opinion. And then here he is with the Legends Bumblebee. Of course, Bumblebee will ride Strafe in the movie, and so you can kind of do that. You can do all sorts of poses and whatnot. You can do the same thing with the Commander, Optimus, and Grimlock. And, you know, unfortunately, there isn't like a Legends or Cyberverse line for Age of Extinction, because it would have been great to get a drift for Slug to ride, to ride Slug, but unfortunately they're not going to do that. But overall, that's how he looks. And I forgot in my when I went over, I'm so new to these names that it's so hard for me to remember it. The other flying one from G1. Here's a little size comparison. As you can see, he is very small. He doesn't like transform into a Legends class. He transforms into something even smaller than Legends, but still, he is nice. All right. Alright, we've got all this down. This might be a lengthy review, but now let's transform him into his robot mode. If you had any kind of accessories, just take them off. And then to transform him, let's move this up a bit. Alright, so transformation is pretty easy, which is actually, excuse me, it's actually really nice. So what you're going to want to do is take the arms here, just unattach them from this little peg. Just unattach them like that. And then the wings, that's a lot of personal preference. I mean, if you want, you could just leave them straight up like that and it would be fine. You're going to want to take the heads and move them to the side. Then just bring up the head. It's just kind of been sitting there. It doesn't really tab in there or anything, so you just kind of swing it up. And then that is somewhat it. This is how he is in package. I believe that actually the heads might even be like this. I think that this is how he is in package. What you're going to, if the heads are out, what you're going to want to do is just put the heads down like this. And then the legs are left like this in package, which, you know, I guess I get to have him fit in the package. But the thing that's strange is the preview pictures all have his legs like this. And this is not how you're supposed to have them. So I really don't understand why they did that. But it is quite annoying. But what you're going to want to do is just kind of extend the leg and then swing it out. And then this doesn't just stay here. If you actually push it, you can feel it's getting really tight. It does push in and locks into place like that, and that's what you're going to want to do. So overall transformation is very easy with this guy, and that's kind of nice because it's, you know, the transformation, it's not like it's a shell former or something like Galvatron, but it's a regular transformation that's fairly simple, which is nice because I don't enjoy very tricky transformations. It's just not fun. But here he is in his robot mode, and overall I think he looks really cool. Got a lot to say about him here. Alright, so first of all, the wings in this robot mode, you can have multiple things. I mean, you can leave them as far out as this if you wanted to have him like really a winged position. You can have him more like this, which is what I tend to do, or you can just kind of close him up here, give him a diamond shape, which does look really cool, and you can leave the tail on the outside if you wanted to, like this. And then just have it as a really like a diamond shape, or you can have it opened a little bit more and fit the tail back there so that the tail kind of hangs out of it, which I think looks a little nicer. There's multiple things that you can do with that. The heads generally should be like this, like from what I've seen, they're definitely like this, and I believe that they're gonna be like that in the movie as well. But if you wanted to, you can do more of a slug or a Grimlock thing where you have him on his shoulders or something like that. You can even open him up, or you can even just store him back here if you really don't want to see him or whatnot. You can do that, but I think putting them on his chest definitely does look the best. And you know, you can adjust them on his chest. You can have them like straight up just like this. You can have them kind of sideways more. You can even open the mouth while it's on his chest, and to kind of fit him like that. You can do a lot of stuff with him. He's a lot of personal choice, personal preference, I mean, which is nice. I do like his pointy toes so far. All of the figures have the pointy toes, and the thing is with the preview pictures, where this was the toe on the preview picture of the robot mode, I was always a little disappointed because he didn't have the pointy toes like everybody else, but you know, lo and behold, the figure actually does have that, which I think is quite nice. And the arms are pretty good. I wish that these arms swiveled. They don't swivel, but they do hinge, which is really nice for the swords. So let me grab one right here. You can put the sword in, and then what's nice is, you know, he doesn't have to just have straight up the sword like this. He can tilt it. Like, this is more of a natural look, which you really can't do with a lot of figures that come with swords, and which I always find very annoying, but you can do that with this one, which is really nice. And he can, you know, of course, battle. All the same points, all the same, you know, like, places to peg in weapons on his Dinobot mode still remain on his robot mode. Here you can do all of them, which is quite nice. Like I said, I prefer him with the crossbow. I think he looks really cool like this, just because it's nice to get a little variety with these guys. And considering, you know, Grimlock, Scorn, as well as Slug all come with, you know, like handheld like swords and stuff, it is nice to get one that comes with like a gun, and it still is a medieval gun as well, so it doesn't like give you a different, it doesn't look wrong, it looks perfect, it looks like he fits in with everybody. So it is nice to get him to kind of hold it, make it look like he's holding it with two hands as well, and overall he just looks really cool. He's got a really unique look, which I think just fits really nicely. So so let's just get him a comparison. So here's a comparison with him with the released Dinobots that have come out so far. Grimlock's in the back. You've got to his right is Scorn, and to his left is Slug. And overall they look really nice. I do like how they are all different colors. I think the best painted one is Strafe here. I think he's just got a great color scheme that really works. They all have the knight helmets and faces, as well as the knight kind of pointy shoes and knight like weapons, which is kind of nice. They are all very like themed together, which really does work, and I think that it is pretty cool. We do have 3 more Deluxe Dinobots to get. One light blue, one pretty light green, and then a black one. They look pretty nice, and I'm pretty interested to get them with this set. To get all the Dinobots together, it would look pretty cool. I do have the leader Grimlock. He does not really go in scale with these guys, unless in the movie Grimlock is just massive and everybody else is just kind of smaller, which I seriously doubt. Grimlock is clearly going to be the bigger one, but the Voyager to the Deluxes seems to be a more appropriate fit, and what I'm guessing he will be like in the movie. So yeah, overall though, he does, Strafe looks really good with the rest of the team, and these Dinobots, I think if you're going to get one, get all 7 of them, right? Yeah, there's 7, so just get all 7, I think. They just really seem to go together. I'm tempted, I doubt I will, but I am tempted just to go all out and buy 2 of everybody to keep them in both modes, but I doubt I'll do that. But overall, this one is really nice, and maybe my favorite. I think that in Dinobot mode, he is my somewhat of a least favorite. I think that the Grimlock, I like the least in Dinobot mode, to be quite honest. And then this guy, and then then Slug, then Scorn. I think Scorn looks great in Dinobot mode. And then as far as robot mode, though, I think that this might take the top as my favorite in robot mode. Without seeing him in the movie, I think that he just looks great like this, and I really love his colors. They're really quite fantastic. So there you go. So that's my review of Strafe. Overall, a really nice figure. Really not one that I'm probably going to need to convince you of buying. If you're collecting the Dinobots, obviously he's one to get, and if you're not, then, you know, this one's probably not going to be one to get. And overall, though, I think that he does look quite stunning, and definitely a very cool character. So there you go. So that might have been a lengthy review, but that is my review of the Transformers Age of Extinction Toys R Us exclusive Evolution 2-pack of Strafe. Thanks so much for watching.